slide, we're going to look at the who, what, when, where, why, and how. And this was a project done in collaboration with the city of Port Townsend. So everything here is also available for those of you that live in the city. The who, what, when, where, and how of stock plans. And so I'm going to share that we have had 6 firms, and of those 6 firms, we've got 9 different plans. And the firms are throughout, mostly Washington, and as you can see, the preponderance of plans come from Port Townsend. One of our plans is an example of what? Stock plans. They are already engineered. They're already approved by the city and county. You only pay a nominal fee, but you must still site them on your property. And so you're going to jump the line if you have these stock plans, meaning that you have already had the review in place. So you see our sample of a permit pathway. You move ahead. And then, where do you find the plans? You can Google it. Really simple. Jefferson County, Washington, not Colorado, and put in stock plans. Or you can stop in DCD, the Department of Community Development. And why? Well, affordable. Affordability was #1 from the surveys that we've fortunately received from Housing Solutions Network. Accessibility. We have the oldest population in the community. And then it's also for 8-year-olds and 80-year-olds. And then how? Select a plan. Check to see if it's yet available. Step 3, make sure that it can fit on your site. And then 4, after you've done that, you want to pay the architect or designer. And then 5, do it yourself or hire someone. And then here's one of our plans. This plan shows you the general layout. It's 600 square feet. And it's really a cost-effective design, really easy to build. Another plan, universal design. You can see the tomato living area. That's our largest plan, 1,008 square feet. Really critical to note that universal design, it's really for those aging in place or those with toddlers, really important. Our care pod, another really important design that really helps our community because we do have the highest median age of any community in Washington State. And so that really is helpful. And so we have 2 different, and then we also have a Rosh Chapin. We've heard from some parts of the community that storage is important. If you look, you'll see we have some really large closets. We've heard that from community members in Brent, that they have to go only infrequently. They have to travel far, so it really meets that need. And then Willow Creek, you can't see this, but we have 2 floors on this. You can tuck under parking. So this is really good if you've got a tight site. 650 square feet. And then our smallest plan is this urban cottage prefab and wood studio, 288 square feet. And so those are all of our stock plans that we currently have available. 6 firms, completed 9. And so we're in the process right now of getting those ready. One thing we don't have, we're missing middle housing plans. We don't have any approved yet. Well, what is middle housing? I bet you a lot of you are asking, what is middle housing? And so I want to make sure when I say middle housing that you have a really good understanding because a lot of people don't. It's housing that looks like single family housing. It could be duplex, triplex, or quad. But it's not a large development. We've heard from some community members, that's not really what they want to see in their community. A sample here is a duplex. You can have 2 separate entrances. And so that's an example of middle housing. It's not a single family home, but it accommodates 2 households. And middle housing versus single detached. You can see it's attainable. So AMI, area median income, it's attainable for those at 60% of area median income. And so one of the things that we're trying to do is address that affordability. Where can it go? We have a new sewer. Woohoo! It can go in the Port Havelock area. Yes, indeed. And so that's one of our places that we can get some of this new missing middle housing. Really important to note that. And so that's our phase 1 sewer boundary. That's been lined out so everyone can see that. Critically important. And what does that mean? That means that we're trying to ensure that there is availability of land for housing, and these missing middle, sometimes called middle housing plans, could meet that need. Where else? Limited areas of more intensive rural development, master plan resorts. Those are the other areas that you might want to look at using the missing middle or the middle housing. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Brent.
Nicely done.
I did want to mention that if the speakers are willing